In the last video, I introduced you to Alfred, that is the 86 GMC 1500 behind me. Today we're going to do a little bit of work on the finish on the outside. I did take a buffer to the tailgate, which looks pretty cool. I'll show you that here in a second. But today what we're going to do is a Comet wash, which is probably exactly what you're thinking. We're going to use Comet, the household cleaner, and some water, and we're going to use that to get rid of the oxidation and some of the, let's call it, imperfections on the paint. But let's take a quick look at what the paint looks like right now. From here, maybe you can tell that the door looks a little different. I do believe it's been painted, and I do not believe that is the original paint. However, on the front fender and the bedside, that does appear to be original to me. And then if we get at the right angle, you can see the oxidation right there. So the plan is to get rid of that oxidation, and you can see the hood primer showing through. We've got some rust spots, and I would like to maintain the look, at least for now. My idea is to do a Comet wash and maybe at some point put some Sweet Patina, some type of patina preservation liquid. So let's take a look at that tailgate I was telling you about. So you can see the reflection in the tailgate. What I think is pretty cool, and hopefully I can get this on camera, but these spots now have some depth to them. So I kind of like the way that looks because it's got some depth and it's got some color, but the shiny isn't really the look that I'm going for. So on the side here, I did buff down to the molding on the bedside and then to that first body line on the door and the front fender. I did go over this with a wax and grease remover, hoping to reduce some of that, but I think once we wash it with the Comet and with the scrub pads, it's probably going to go away a little bit. Here the paint is untouched, other than being pressure washed. And then here where you see that line, I used wax and grease remover on that area right there. So it looks like it removes some of the oxidation, but we're just going to hit this with the Comet wash all over. Hopefully that will come in line and be uniform to the rest of it. If not, we'll figure something else out. But I think now it's time to get this outside and start washing. So I'm going to be real honest. This is the first time I've done a Comet wash. Two other things I want to point out is I bought green and blue scratch pads. The blue is a little finer, so we're going to start with the green. We'll finish up with the blue. And right here is the special guest. It's got this little sticker over the holes. Got the holes right here. Got a brand new clean bucket here. I bought everything you see here for $4.89. And that's what we got. So here, hopefully you can see, this is removing the oxidation. The oxidation's still right here. So when we're done, it should look similar to this. But then the real pop's going to be when we put the patina sauce on, or the patina preservative. Well, here we are the day after doing the Comet wash. I only got half the truck done. I had something else I needed to do. So hopefully here you can see, I missed the spot right here. Look down the side here. But it's really not bad. You can see we hit that spot pretty good yesterday. Here, while the hood doesn't look much different, maybe you can see we did a good job here. We didn't touch this side, and this is what I'm going to work on this evening. But if you listen real close, there's a lot more grit here to catch. So we're going to hit this side, even though I did already buff some of this side. We'll see what happens when we hit it with the Scotch-Brite and the Comet. Hopefully we can get that all squared away and get it looking uniform. I've got some Sweet Patina product here. They were nice enough to send this stuff to me. Let's do a quick walk around, kind of look at the paint finish the way it is. So this side here, I did buff before I actually did any Comet wash or anything. And then I did the Comet wash hoping that I could degloss it a little bit. But you can see it's pretty shiny, but it does still have some imperfections. And then as we go along the bed, it's still, like I said, pretty shiny. But here you can see between the fender and the hood, I did not touch the hood at all. So you can see definitely shinier here. So we'll move to the side that I did not touch. Everything looks pretty uniform here. This side, I believe the door has been repainted, so you might see a difference in the paint. But even this side though, it still has a bit of a sheen to it. And this is just from the Comet wash. There's been no buffing done whatsoever on this side. So even just doing the Comet wash really made it look a lot better. But we're going to take it a step further with the Sweet Patina. Directions: use appropriate PPE when applying this product. Wash the vehicle or surface with recommended products. Go to sweetpatina.com. I may have not washed this the way they want you to, but I did do the Comet wash. Clean surfaces with So Fresh and So Clean, all-purpose cleaner to remove grit, grime, and oxidation. Make sure surface is dry. Apply patina sauce to a clean microfiber towel or applicator pad and wipe on surface. Allow cure time of 15 to 20 minutes. Use a new clean microfiber towel to wipe off patina sauce to achieve desired matte finish. Repeats step 4 through 6 to reach desired finish. Use happy ending final detail wipe to enhance and maintain luster between patina sauce applications. Product can be removed with Get Going degreaser if needed. This is pretty important to me. Also, made in the USA and in God we trust. So that's pretty cool. This is not something I was aware of prior to getting this product. So with that being said, what I plan to do is use the So Fresh and So Clean all-purpose cleaner on the hood. I'll get that all sprayed and wiped down. I'll tape the middle of the hood off, and then we can do a before and after comparison. So I'm going to open these up, probably give them a smell, minus the patina sauce. I have an idea, or I have a feeling that that's going to be a little potent, but I've seen some reactions before on the So Fresh and So Clean, and it should smell pretty good. It does smell good. So this kit also comes with 2 sprayers. Let's see if this smells any better. It has to, it's happy ending. Yeah, that smells good too. Smell. It smells like lavender. Maybe because it's purple, I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray down the hood. I'll get this cleaned up. I'll show you how I do that so that you can either mimic it or decide that I did it wrong and do it a different way. So for the cleaner, I'm going to use a microfiber cloth. Must be some good stuff, taking some extra paint off. Maybe I should use this on the deglosser, or for the deglosser. Just to be clear, that does not scare me that it's taken some of this paint off. So I actually wish I would have only done half of this. Curious if it takes off some of that shine. Well, now I'm a little bit curious on this shiny stuff if it'll degloss that. So I realized that this truck does not have a lot of patina. It's really just paint that's faded, and there are a few rust spots. But I like the look. I don't want to clear it. I don't want to repaint it. Kind of just want to preserve it the way it is. If you caught the first video about Alfred, I'm trying to capture the character of Alfred, who was an elderly man who had passed, and I was able to buy this truck off of his daughter after his passing. So in a way, I'd like to honor character. Not so much remaking a truck and making it super nice again. I just want to get an older truck going again. At this point, since we've separated the two sides, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this down with the Sweet Patina Sauce and see how it turns out. Looks like it's time to do the application. At a minimum, I want to use gloves. If you're not familiar with cans like this, you do have a little tab here that has to get past this little piece right here. So as you turn it, it's going to catch, push that in, push it in again. And then on the inside here, we have a pull tab. I'm gonna just grab a hold of it, pull it. And I try to do it very carefully so we don't splash. So that's out. And now I'm just gonna wet the rag and start wiping it down. I didn't see any directions on wipe one way, wipe the other way, whatever, but we'll just show you the way I'm going to do it and see how things turn out. All right, so I got this edge of the hood here to do real quick. And then we can do the side-by-side comparison after 20 minutes. I do believe that the application is complete. Before it dries, we can do a close-up and just see what things look like. So I think it's pretty obvious we're going to see a depth because there's a coating on it, a shine to it. And I'm guessing that shine will go away once we buff this after the 15 or 20 minutes. So I'm going to let this sit. We'll come back, we'll buff it and see what we got. It's been between 15 and 20 minutes, probably about 17 if I'm being honest. And since I'm not tall enough to get to the middle, I'm just going to start here on the end and we're going to wipe this off just like if we're trying to buff wax off. So. So this might actually be a two ragger. It's made of word I just made. So we'll wipe this off. I'll come back through with a dry rag just to make sure everything's dry to the touch. Well, I think it's time for the big reveal. So based on what I see, there's not a huge difference, but this side versus this side actually seems to be level, or at least have a uniform sheen to it, where this side does not. I believe this side is protected, where I know for sure this side is not. So even though there's not much of a change, that's fine with me, because I just wanted to preserve what we had here to begin with. You see old Alfred out there looking pretty good. So this is after the Comet wash and the Sweet Patina treatment. So let's go take a closer look and see how it turned out. So it's got a little bit more sheen to it than what I had originally wanted. Some streaks. I think it just needs wiped off a little bit, but here where the patina is, you can kind of see a little more depth, which is what I was looking for. There's Alfred after the Sweet Patina.